On today's episode of Supply Signer, we're going to be looking at KJPY, AUD/CHF, AUD/USD, and then ending it off with the pair that I don't trade well. Okay, so let's spin the wheel and let's see what is the first pair we will be analyzing. Once again, we spin this wheel to keep it at random and we don't know what pairs we're going to get. If you guys want access to the full market update, all you have to do is just join the VIP community under Markets Club. So KJPY is the pair that we will be looking at. So I don't specifically trade KJPY. You guys will see it's actually under Forex Other. The reason for that is, once again, I haven't found much profitability on this specific pair as well. Okay, looking at KJPY, once again, we're always starting off on the weekly. So we can see weekly higher high, higher low, and a possible lower high already formed. So there's a possible indication of a bigger pullback already in place. And most probably, just by looking at that, we can see that if we're going to go to the daily, we should most probably be in a little bit of a selling trend. But it's important to understand that as long as price is above this area of demand over there, price is still very much in a buying trend on the weekly time frame. Looking at the daily higher high, higher low, and there we had a little bit of a break of structure, and we're actually forming a daily lower high. So daily is in a selling trend, and we also have that daily low over there as well. Now we know in what range the weekly is trading. We also know in what range the daily is trading. So if we look at this, for example, we had a smaller time frame area of demand over there as well. Price have taken that out as well, pushing up to retest that specific area. So we can take that out and we can see that price is most probably going to be pushing into that level. So that is the next available area that we are looking for. And if we look to the left hand side, it's quite a big area of demand on the daily as well. And from there, we will be looking for continuations. If price end up closing below that specific area, once again, we will look for a little bit of a pullback and then price to move into that weekly level. This is obviously what I would be waiting for, and then from that weekly level, look for the push back into the key weekly time frame. Okay, we're done with KJPY. Let's look at the second pair. Hopefully it is once again something that you guys trade and that I trade. Unfortunately, it is not. It is going to be AUD/CHF. So with Swiss franc pairs, most specifically, I've just never found any success. Once again, Swiss franc is a safe haven. So that obviously leads to a lot of volatility, a lot of big spikes, and a lot of things that doesn't make sense for me in the sense of market structure. But we will still approach it in a normal sense. So we have that weekly high over there, and we have this weekly high low. So pretty much the same thing as KJPY. As long as price is above that specific area, we are still in a buying trend. So looking to the left hand side, we can actually see there's a big area of demand over there as well. So we know that obviously as long as price is above that on the weekly, we are buying. But obviously on the daily, low, low, lower high, low, low, lower high, low, low, lower high. So on the daily, we do have that key area over there. So daily lower high being formed, and obviously looking for continuations to the downside. If you're looking for continuations, it's once again always important to understand where's the selling pressure at. So if we look at this specific area, we're probably going to be dropping down to the lower time frames. Let's drop down to the 4H time frame. So we have already retested that area and we are selling to the downside. So if we look to the left hand side, price sold from there to there, pull back to that specific area. So we have this next available 4H coming up as well. So we can just add our area of demand there to the left hand side, add that in. So not a lot for us to work on at the moment. So price should be dipping into that area. From there, hopefully pull back into that left area, the selling pressure over there. So something in that case, that's usually when the market turns around just before your actual selling level. And then from there, we should see a nice continuation into that weekly lower area. Okay guys, so pair number 3 will be hopefully AUD/USD, as it is a pair that I trade on a daily basis. Yes, it is going to be AUD/USD. So AUD/USD is probably one of my favorite pairs. For those of you guys that are part of the free community, it's 100% free. We had NFP last Friday called the perfect drop-off to the downside through NFP as well. Once again, remember that fundamentals moves with technicals. So the sell wasn't based just on NFP or the data. The sell was based on the price action that we got, and then obviously the fundamental pressure just coming through, giving us that extra push that we needed. So over there we have our weekly high, then we had that weekly low. So it's really difficult to see now the weekly at the moment, so we will drop down time frames and just refine that specific level as well. There on the weekly we have quite a big area of demand. So once again, weekly is still in the buying trend. Yes, the daily is selling and was selling and going into Friday, but the higher time frames are still very much in a buying trend. Looking at this approach, we're going to drop down to the 4H time frame. So we can see price is quite bearish at the moment. You don't want to turn around something with that much momentum. Although we know that once again, it's most probably just because of the fundamental pressure coming through. And we always want to look at previous times something like this happened. Look at that big push to the top side. And yes, we did eventually just pull back from that specific level. But for me, it's always about the better trade rather than taking the best trade. Because a lot of traders will be trying to scale in on a position like that. But most probably that specific trader would also have tried to scale in on that specific level because they missed NFP. So now you're taking a loss. If price dips into the area of demand, you're going to take another loss. So rather wait for the shift of momentum, wait for price to indicate that the buyers are coming into play, and then from there obviously look to capitalize on that. So what I will be looking for is once again one of two things: either close below that, then I'll take a short continuation into our next available daily area. Okay, that's not what I'm favoring, but that's obviously a option that we can look at. Or once again, we can see there's a lot of continuation from that specific level. Price dips into this area, buys from that area. So a little bit of a liquidity grab, but if price can break back above this area, then rather look for the continuation from that specific area back into that weekly highs. Okay, and the last pair number 4 will hopefully not be well, but it will be well. So the reason I'm not trading well at the moment is very simple. If you look at where oil is the biggest contributor, it's mostly in Russia. It's in the countries, once again, where there's a war going on. So I don't want to be getting caught up into that. So I prefer just to stay out of oil, because the last time we had the war, once again, that is what happened on oil. So really risky to say the least, but at the end of the day, it's still tradable. I'm not saying it's tradable. If we look at the price action of oil specifically, we are in a selling trend. So we are actually reaching towards that weekly area over there. And we can obviously see there's a big trend line coming up. I'm not a big fan of trading trend lines, but at the end of the day, if it's there, we will still see how we can use it to capitalize from that specific move. Going down to the daily, there is a little bit of a lower high for now. We can see there's also selling pressure at that specific area. And we can also see we do have this area of supply coming into play there as well. So we are obviously looking for more downside for now, as we are looking to take out the weekly, and then from the weekly obviously look for the continuation. So the first things first, we need to see where the area of demand is. You can see there, price buys from there. There's a little bit of a spike, and that will lead to our area of demand. So quite a big area of demand. If the market is inside an area of supply, it's actually a perfect position to be into, because liquidity has already been taken out. So as you will see, if price comes out of the zone, it will form these spikes as an area of support, and that will be our indication of what we need to break through, obviously, for us to take a specific trade. So I'll usually go to the lower time frames, and I'll look for spikes to the left hand side, and that will be usually just a little bit of a line. So what I will be looking for, well, once again, is a shift of momentum first. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So what I will be looking for is a smaller time frame shift of momentum first. If we can get that, then obviously a pullback trade into that weekly area, and then from there continuation. And very simple, don't be a prediction trader, be a reactive trader. So if price breaks the top side, very simple, then you'll just take the continuation into that weekly area. So favoring the sells, once again, if price breaks the top side, we just simply identify the buying pressure and go the other way. Thanks for everyone that is watching and supporting. I hope to see you guys on the next one.